Hello there AppSpy viewers, my name's Peter and I've got a hands-on video for you this time. It is with Smarter Than You. It's kind of difficult to show Smarter Than You in video, but I'm going to give it a go. So here's me on the left and I'm going to play now and it's going to auto-match me with somebody. I'm playing a test flight build at the moment. I should probably point that out. There aren't a whole bunch of people playing at the moment because the game's not out. So it's going to be quite difficult to show you, but I wanted to show you anyway. So I'm at the top left and my opponent is there in blue on the right, and I can either use an arrow or attack or counter, and there are also words at the bottom. So if I use the arrow, that's going to give me 8 points of damage to my opponent this round. If I attack 5, if I counter 6. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this time I will, and then I can say I'm going to counter, and then I get to choose exactly what I'm going to do. So I could lie, I could say, well, I'm actually going to attack and I'm going to get 6 points out of it, because now it's much lower. But because I've said that I'm going to counter, it's actually raised the amount of damage that I'll do. So my opponent really should do the opposite of countering. So I'm going to tap counter, and then that submits it, and I go and it will play against my opponent. And there we are. That's the game. It's a game about outfoxing your opponent, essentially, trying to tell if the other person's going to lie or not, playing some of the odds, and seeing exactly how they respond to how odds work. So again, if I wanted to say something, then I can say, well, arrow, and that ups the number, looks too small. So that's kind of, again, I've given them a bluff, maybe, or I could go with attack, you know. So if I go with attack, then that's maybe something that my opponent isn't expecting. So there we are, and that submits it, and we wait for our opponent. There's also other social stuff as well. Allow me to break the ice. You know, there's all sorts of social cool stuff like that. I really like the simple art style, and you can tweak your face, the flag of the country that you are coming from, a flare. So for example, if you I've got this one for using counter 3 times in a row or 2 times in a row or something like that. You can have flares, and again, that's another part of the meta game. I can change my color. And there we are, and then there's statistics as well. So this is the game, essentially. Really simple, very straightforward. It's all about, it's meta game. It's all about trying to fool your opponent and doing it over a couple of different rounds, essentially, until you lose all your health. And once you've lost all of your health, you lose. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's this is my jam. So maybe I can go with a sword this time, and if they don't, you know, if they don't try and counter my attack, then they'll get damaged for a lot of points. So yeah, that is Smarter Than You, and I think it's really interesting. This game will absolutely live or die based on whether or not the community pick it up. So it'll be interesting to see whether or not Smarter Than You gets out there and finds an audience.
This is Peter with appspy.com. We review, you decide.